This is the wave of Pampanga. This is Nessun David, your news anchor for today. Good evening Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. Super Typhoon Rai, also known as Odette, sweeps everything away at 200 km per hour. For other facts, a typhoon is a giant, rotating storm that brings wind, rain, and destruction. For truth and accuracy, Raymundo T. Baba Jr. as also a news anchor in the wave of Pampanga.
Thank you, Naslin. Good morning, Pampanga. Good morning, Philippines. Super Typhoon Rai, or also known as Bagyong Odette, swept through the Philippines and made its first landfall on 16 of December 2021 in the coastal city of Siargao, with subsequent landfalls across 8 other areas in Visayas and Mindanao region in the Philippines. Compared with the 2013 Super Typhoon Haiyan, which left more than 6,000 people dead, Rai left a much wider path of destruction, hitting several major islands including Bohol, Cebu, Negros, and Palawan. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, or IFRC, estimates Super Typhoon Rai damaged or destroyed a staggering number of houses as it tore across the Philippines in December, leaving more than 400 people dead. Forecasters said that Typhoon Rai further strengthened with sustained winds of 195 kilometers or 121 miles per hour and gusts of up to 270 kilometers per hour as it blew from the Pacific Ocean into the Siargao Islands. There were no immediate reports of casualties or major damage. And now, for us to know what are the impending signs of typhoon, here is Emmanuel de la Peña, one of the reporters of our station.
Thank you, Ray. As of now, we have here one of the victims of the Typhoon Rai. She will discuss to us the impending signs that we might get when it comes to a typhoon. Her name is Miss Irish Ira Rivera. She is a local resident here in Palawan who experienced the first-hand impacts of the Typhoon Rai. Hello, Miss Irish.
Yes, sir.
Can you please tell us what are the signs that we should consider before a typhoon strikes? I know you are very much knowledgeable about this matter since you experienced it firsthand. So if you could share this to our viewers, this would surely help them learn something about this matter too.
So, at first, there aren't really any signs you can see from the naked eye. The skies are clear, the wind is calm, everything seems like a normal and ordinary day. The first signs of the typhoon usually takes place around 36 hours before its landfall. And during this time, you can feel the wind is a little less calmer than it usually is, and you will also see a large mass of cirrus clouds on the horizon. If you are also living close to an ocean like me, you will notice a swelling on the ocean surface with a wave coming ashore every 10 seconds. After a few more hours, rainfall will be more frequent until it gets stronger and stronger, that the water in the rivers will start to rise. The sky will also start to darken because of the cumulonimbus clouds, and the wind is also starting to get stronger. The ocean waves will be a lot higher, and the ocean swell, coming in only 5 seconds apart, will be beginning to be obscured by wind-driven waves. Noticing these impending signs of a typhoon is great because this will help people to be more alert of the surroundings, and this will also help them be prepared. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Irish. That will surely help our viewers. So that's all for my time. This is Emmanuel de la Peña reporting live from Palawan. Back to you, Ray.
Thank you, Emmanuel. And now, for us to know what are the mitigation strategies about typhoon, here is Naslin.
Thank you, Ray. And now, for us to learn something more about typhoon, this is the news about mitigation strategies that should be taken care of. Rose Caballo, live at Siargao Islands.
You've heard it right. This is Red Rose Caballo, your news reporter for today. Now, here is Catherine Pilar Mangune, a resident of Siargao Island. Catherine, what learning should people do before a typhoon?
Things that we should do before the typhoon. The first one, listen or watch weather reports, updates, and advisories because you need to be updated with the news, especially if it's in your area of the upcoming typhoon. Number 2, keep alert and warnings and evacuate plans in your community. This is the best thing to do. Keep yourself and your family safe during an evacuation. Number 3, always check your houses, condition, and make necessary repairs, especially if your roofs are broken or have holes in them. Number 4, prepare a survival kit. Emergency items such as canned goods, biscuits, water, and first aid kit. Number 5 is store your survival kit in an area where you can easily get in case of emergency because we don't know when unexpected accidents will happen whether they are. And number 6, regulate your pets and livestock in the designated evacuation area for animals. If not, keep them in a safe place. It is also important to evacuate your pets, especially when a typhoon is affecting your area. And the last one, 7, evacuate as soon as possible once asked by the authorities to do so. This is the most important thing to do during a typhoon to save the lives of your family and ensure that no one is hurt when the typhoon hits.
Thank you, Miss Catherine. Now, for the mitigation strategies that people should do during a typhoon, here is Isaac Lapus, a resident of Siargao.
These are some tips you have to do during typhoon. First, do monitoring to your radio or other reliable sources, such as the latest official reports of our PETA. 2. If you are stranded outside, make crowded place. Gather all the people in the most stable, strong, and safe building where it is no longer safe for them to go home. Third, stay indoors and away from windows. That's because wind that enters a home through open windows creates strong upward pressure on the home's roof. Fourth, coordinate with the officials, and if possible, evacuate immediately, especially if the structure is located in a low-lying area. Fifth, remain calm by keeping in tune with the latest developments, because with too much stress, the hormone can cause the prefrontal cortex to slow down, making it difficult to think clearly and function effectively.
Thank you, Mr. Isaac. And last, what people should do after a typhoon. Here is Emmanuel Pangilinan, your last resident of Siargao.
After the typhoon happened, I did what I have learned in the typhoon drills that I attended when I was in senior high school, which really helped me a lot when such a disaster occurs like this typhoon ride. And this is the thing that I do after the typhoon. After the typhoon, I was in the evacuation center and I was waiting for the official to announce if we were safe to go home. While waiting for the announcement, I continued to listen to the local news on radio for the latest updates, like if there will be chances of having an extended rainfall or if subsequent flooding maybe occurs even when the typhoon is over. Then, when the official said that we could go home, I immediately packed my things and went home. When I got home, I quickly inspect our house to see if there were any damage and if there will be a possible causes of danger. After inspecting our house, I start to clean it, but first I wore protective clothing to avoid getting injured. And while I was cleaning, I felt hungry, so I get food in my emergency bag. But before I eat them, I check if it is contaminated with dirt or not to prevent having a disease. And lastly, I prepared and saved batteries and power bank so that I am prepared if there will be a chance of a power interruption that may take longer, and to be always updated to the local news. And I save them because I want to maintain my communication with my loved ones so they know where I am and if I'm okay.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Now that we've learned the mitigation strategies, people should be alert and be prepared in terms of typhoon. And for the truth and accuracy, this is Red Rose Caballo reporting for the Wave of Pampanga. Back to studio.
Thank you, Rose. And those are the latest
The most controversial,
and the most relevant news here in the Philippines.
this network provides advanced and reliable news.
And for the truth and accuracy news,
This is The Wave,
the Wave.
the Wave of Pampanga.